I know, obviously, he's not signed yet. They haven't announced it yet, so we're not supposed to.
What you gonna ask me for?
Theoretically, the way Draymond answered it, what does a player who might look like him and play like him add to this roster?
Elite defender, can make shots, plays basketball the right way.
So, just in the nick of time, literally right before training camp, the Golden State Warriors may have just made the most important move of their season and maybe even the final move of the Stephen Curry era. Shams just reported that Al Horford, the 18-year-old veteran, has committed to join Golden State on a multi-year deal. And on paper, it looks like a simple addition that some think maybe won't help or some do think it'll help. I mean, look, it's a 39-year-old big man nearing the end of his career, latching onto what some think is a contender. But this is bigger than it seems. This move speaks to where the Warriors are at right now, what they think of their own championship window, and the unspoken tension running through this roster. Because if you look really closely, this isn't just about Horford. This is about Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kaminga, and a team caught between one last desperate run and an uncertain future. Now some may ask, why Al Horford? Why now? Well, Al Horford definitely isn't the same player he was in Atlanta or in his run with Boston, but what he still brings is actually rare in this league, very valuable, and is exactly what Golden State needs. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that he's perfect and he's going to be dominant, but he does slightly fill a gap. Last season with the Celtics, Horford averaged 9 points, 6 rebounds and 2 assists while shooting 36% from the 3 on over 5 attempts per game. That ability to space the floor with the 3 ball and have somewhat of a versatile skill set on defense is exactly what a team like Golden State needs and can thrive with. Like really, think about what this solves. Golden State has been searching for a dependable stretch big for years. James Wiseman wasn't ready, Quentin Post has had flashes, but he's a defensive liability, and even when Draymond plays the 5, they don't really have that spacing they truly need. With Horford, they finally get both. He can defend multiple positions, anchor the paint, and still force defenses to slightly respect him. This here means way more space for Curry to operate, more driving lanes for Jimmy Butler, and more freedom for Draymond to simply be Draymond, which means roaming defensively, facilitating offensively, and now he won't have to carry the full burden of rim protection. But here's the part that really matters. This isn't just a one-year rental. The Warriors gave Horford a multi-year deal, and that complicates things because just a few months ago, GM Mike Dunleavy told the media that this team was going all in on this season. So obviously, they knew the clock was ticking. Curry, Butler, and Draymond have one more year under their contract after this one, so if they don't win, major changes are on the table. So it kinda makes me step back and wonder, why commit to Horford for long term? Why not keep maximum flexibility? Now, one possibility could be that Golden State believes Horford's timeline actually matches the last phase of this core, and that his deal could be structured to end at the same time as Curry, Butler, and Draymond's contract expire. That right there would set up a clean break, which would be the ending to a dynasty, whether it comes with another banner being hung up, or them closing the chapter with nothing more added to their legacy. Now that's one possibility, but it also creates tension, because if Horford's deal stretches beyond Curry's, suddenly the franchise's future may not align perfectly with Steph's. And that raises questions. Is this really about Steph's window, or is this about prepping for a transition after him? Now let's be all the way clear. Steph Curry is still playing at an MVP type level. He averaged over 26 points per game last season, shot 40% from deep, and remains the engine of this Warriors offense. But we also have to be real about things. He's 37 years old, so he knows his time is limited. Every roster decision right now matters more than ever, so that's why Horford's move is fascinating. Because while it gives Curry what he needs such as a floor spacer and a defender, it also sends a message. The Warriors aren't just throwing all resources into this year, they're hedging, and Steph knows it. Because if this season ends without a title, his future will dominate every headline. The speculation will be, does he ride it out with Golden State no matter what, or does he quietly start to think about spending the rest of his career somewhere else? Me personally, I think Steph is going to ride it out with Golden State, but all of these things do make you question it slightly. Then there's Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. Together, they form the emotional backbone of this team, which is made up of two relentless competitors who bring toughness and fire. Butler has been durable, but at 35, how many more solid seasons does he have left? And Draymond, well, he's still elite defensively, but the physical toll of guarding bigger players has been catching up to him, so that's why Horford's presence is so critical. He'll take pressure off Draymond in the front court, he allows Jimmy to slide into more natural matchups on the wing, and most importantly, he adds a veteran presence who understands what it takes to win deep in the playoffs. But we gotta stop real quick. Here's where things get messy. The Horford signing is great and all, but everything is not resolved, and that's because of one name, Jonathan Kaminga. The Warriors and Kaminga remain in a standoff over his contract. He wants more security, maybe even a player option, and I get it, but the team wants flexibility. So until that's resolved, the chemistry of this team is going to be in limbo. And that right there is no small thing, because Kaminga is supposed to be the bridge between eras, the young star who can carry Golden State from Curry's run to whatever comes next. But what role is he really being given? Before his injury last year, Kaminga shot 40% on catch and shoot threes. He showed flashes of being able to play the three, space the floor, and attack downhill. So on paper, he fits beautifully alongside Curry, Butler, Draymond, and now Horford. But it seems like the Warriors don't exactly agree with that. They think he needs to calm down, take what they give him, and roll with the punches. But hey, let's think about it. Imagine that lineup. Curry at the 1, Butler at the 2, Kaminga at the 3, Draymond at the 4, and Horford at the 5. Looking at that, you can see that that's size, versatility, shooting, and defense all across the board. But will Curry in the front office actually commit to it, or will Kaminga get squeezed by other guys like Buddy Hield, Moses Moody, or Brandon Podziemski? That right there is the question hanging over this season and this team. So honestly, it is the last dance. And if that sounds familiar, well it should. The Warriors are starting to feel like a team playing out its final act. They have a legendary core still capable of brilliance, but with the future closing in fast, who knows if we will really see that come to fruition. Every move they make has that last dance energy, as Horford isn't just another signing, he's a statement. A sign that Golden State is willing to bend the rules, push the timeline, and give this group one more shot to get that ring. But it could also be a gamble that backfires. If Kaminga's feeling underutilized, if the roster doesn't click, if Curry doesn't get the help he needs, this could be the season that breaks the dynasty for good. So, what should we expect from Al Horford and Golden State? Well, I'll tell you one thing, he won't be putting up all-star numbers, but his impact will be felt in the margins, such as in the spacing that unlocks Curry and Butler, the defense that allows Draymond to conserve energy, and the great leadership that will impact the locker room. But ultimately, this season comes down to whether those margins are good enough. Can a 39-year-old big man really be the missing piece for this dynasty, or are they just delaying the inevitable? So what do you think? Did Golden State just get the key piece to one last championship run, or are they trying to cling on too long and need to just let things go? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.